Get the hell down before I beat your ass with a whip.
Welcome to Working Crass Podcast. My name is Joshua, and that's Lauren over there.
Have you started recording?
Hello.
Yeah, I started recording. We're going to start it with you saying...
started recording there.
Whoa, I'm sorry. I got to start recording on the screen share. I don't need that quite yet, but that's okay. Well, all right. Let's start over.
I think that's a great start.
No, we'll keep going. That's Lauren. I'm Joshua. Thank you for listening to Working Crass Podcast. We're joined again by Byron.
Who's that?
How you doing, Byron?
Who's that?
How you doing, Byron?
I'm doing really great.
Yeah.
Really excellent, actually.
What's been going on? Well,
I've been healing.
Healing from injury.
Yeah, injury. Major significant injury.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. One might even say it was worse than cancer.
Really? Who?
Wow.
And you're the one that would say that?
I am the one that would say that, yes.
I
I had a pulverized lung.
Damn.
A pulmonary contusion.
From fighting with a black dude, right?
No.
You got in a big fight with a big black dude.
It was actually
on that
white.
Train?
It was snow.
It was a white.
I got in a snowball fight. I was fighting some kids. The elementary school down the street.
No, you were tubing on snow.
I was tubing.
And then you got propelled into a snowbank.
I got launched in the air.
Launched in the air.
Like an eagle.
See, when Josh first told me this, that you got injured in a tubing accident, I thought tubing was what you do on like a lazy river.
It is.
It is. But you can take them out on the snow and go fast and fly down the hill.
Well,
right?
I was convinced that this happened on the water, that you were like,
It happened on frozen water.
Do you know what snow is? You ever seen snow?
no, never.
I know it doesn't snow in Israel.
Does it? Does it ever snow in Israel, Lauren?
We
On Mount
we
Arafat?
make sure my people don't do well in the snow.
Okay, I see.
Is it called Mount Arafat?
Mount Ararat?
Yep. Rat.
I think that's in Armenia. Are you talking about the mountain where like Noah's Ark is supposedly?
Yep. It's in Turkey.
Wait,
I believe it's in Turkey, actually. Yeah.
It could be.
What are we talking about?
I'm gonna go with Armenia.
I'm diverging, Josh.
Sorry, let's not diverge.
What else you have?
We have
I'm
to-
sorry, we're discussing biblical geography. Is that not allowed on the podcast?
Folks, we're supposed to converge, not diverge. Okay? Well, I have a story from work that I kind of wanted to share with you guys.
Cool.
Cool.
Did you also get into a tubing accident?
I did not get into a tubing accident. No, I've never been in a tubing accident. But one of the floors of our building is a lounge area where everybody in the building can go and kind of hang out and have like meetings down there and everything. And you will not believe that this is what happened, but I'm sitting. They have these single occupancy rooms where I'll just go and read for a little while and take a break down there. I'll eat my lunch down there. And you're supposed to be quiet and respectful of everybody else's space and time, right?
Okay.
The whoever is sitting next to me is having a team meeting with their company on a Bluetooth speaker turned up as loud as possible. Thank you, John, for joining us from Chicago. How is it in Chicago? Very loud, and him going, "Oh, it's fine here. Weather's been nice," and just a loud. I can hear every single detail of this meeting, which is already very rude. You don't want to have a team meeting out loud. But I started listening in because I'm like, "Ooh, maybe I'll get some trade secrets." What I don't know. I want to know what company this is having their meeting. I want to figure out. I quickly find out that this guy, I'm not making this up, works for Grindr. This is a Grindr team meeting for the
What's that?
For the gay fuck app Grindr.
Well, that sounds exactly the kind of meeting that you want to play out loud in public.
Part of me is is this a bit? This is a bit I would do. Is go out in public, open my laptop, and be like, "Everyone, thank you for joining the Grindr dating app meeting."
Ideas. Who's got them? Spitball. Let's go.
I think we need a 6% increase in the size of cocks on the platform. If we could get bigger dongs on the platform, that would be great. Our consumer base is demanding that we get a 6% increase in dong size.
I propose we change the name to Slider.
Slider? Why instead of Grinder?
Well,
because you slide it in.
Because I like slides.
Why is it even called Grinder? Is it because putting your dick in an asshole is like putting it in a meat grinder?
I just think it's
comes out like ground sausage.
I think it's because it's like when you grind on someone else in a club.
But usually, that can be a man and a woman. Mostly women grind on men in the club.
Yeah.
We're talking about Grindr, the gay dating app.
I think it's because it's like the hustle, the grind. It's like it's like your side.
It's your side gig.
It's your side hustle.
Yeah.
I'm grindering.
I'm in the middle of grinding.
I'm on my grinder.
I'm on my grind. Well, they were talking about how some, like their different markets across the U.S. Some countries apparently they're not very strong in their Grindr usage because attitudes haven't changed about the lifestyle quite yet, which I felt like is a no-brainer thing to have in a Grindr meeting. It's just like, we're not very big in Afghanistan. Yeah. No shit. Like, clearly, probably not.
Yeah.
But they're talking about like how they can increase usage in like countries where attitudes about the lifestyle haven't quite been
What
updated.
lifestyle are you talking about?
It's gay.
Oh.
Do you know what Grindr is?
Yeah.
So far, we've been talking about it. It's a gay dating app.
I know what it is. I know where.
Actually, in the meeting, I heard the guy say, so we just want to take a moment and recognize our number one customer, most hours logged on the app. His name is Byron.
I'm on the meeting. Hey, guys. Hey. Love this app. Love the lifestyle.
And then they were talking about one of the countries where they are like Grindr is really, really big, is, believe it or not, is
Djibouti.
Baru?
It's big in Djibouti.
Is that
Djibouti.
a real country?
Yeah.
Where?
And what's the capital of Djibouti?
Djibouti.
Djibouti City.
Now that sounds like the gayest country, but no. Turns out that Grindr is really big in India. Right now, it's currently very big in India.
Well, they got a lot of dudes there.
They
They
got
do
a lot
have
of
a lot of
repression there, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I think
Right?
so, yeah.
Yeah.
They said the biggest difference in the engagement of across the the world with the app is that in India they use the voice messaging as opposed to the text messaging. They send each other voice messages.
Weird.
Can you imagine getting like a gay Indian voice message?
Byron, you are fucking, you bloody, you bloody.
Yeah.
How can he slap?
How can she slap?
1 pound fish.
You're literally a gay Indian man. You're swiping through men. You get your first message. You're like, oh, this guy likes me. We're a match. He sends you a message and it's,
Come on, ladies, 1 pound fish. Come on, ladies, 1 pound fish.
Yeah.
I just love being gay and getting this.
Byron, you are fucking, you fucking, you bloody,
Fuck you, bloody.
bastard bitch,
No, I fuck you, bloody. I'm gay. Grindr. I fuck you, buddy. Buddy, I fuck you.
Okay, that doesn't sound Indian.
I know. I can't. I fuck you, buddy.
I recently reset my Instagram algorithm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you should try it. It's actually quite fascinating, the things that it'll send you when it doesn't know
Yeah.
what you like anymore.
How do you reset it? There's a setting.
It's a recent thing. Yeah, you can go into your settings and reset your algorithm. Now I get I literally get this Down syndrome like Middle Eastern guy that sings. And he's pretty good actually, but
Yeah?
he sings like Middle Eastern style and he comes up on my feed all the time. I also get Karam King.
What is
What is
that?
Karam King?
It's like a game played in Pakistan, and it's like shuffleboard
Oh, wait,
kind
you
of.
told
but
me about
I've
this.
talked
Yeah.
to you guys about
Yeah.
Karam.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, shorty! Or what do they say? They say like, good shorty.
Good shotty.
Yeah.
You'll have to show me how to change my Instagram algorithm because mine is all
Gay dudes.
underage women. So
Oh
like,
my god! Wow.
just bikini underage girls dancing around. I'm like,
Oh
I
my
don't want this.
goodness.
I said, how did this get here?
How
Looking
did
at my
I
phone,
see
like, what
this?
the heck? How does this get all in here? And then every time I look, it's more and more and more.
And you're like,
I'm trying to get
you're
it away. I keep trying to like it to get it to go away. I keep
Yeah.
commenting on it. to
Okay,
get it to
I
go-
get the picture.
You comment on everyone.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. Stop sending me these. And
Like,
it gets you into the algorithm.
You're like,
What's
who hacked into my Instagram and hearted all of these photos?
What's your OnlyFans so I can unsubscribe you from my algorithm?
I gotta stop seeing all of these. This is ridiculous. But no, I just thought that was funny to listen to the Grindr meeting in public. That really does sound like a bit that we would go do, is like get a fake Grindr meeting out loud and go to a public place.
Well, like FetLife.
So for like an Indian gay guy though, when he has gay sex, if he like gets shit on his dick, is he just like not perturbed at all? Is it just like, oh, what is problem? Shit on dick, shit in streets, shit on dinner plate. It's all shit. Okay, I'm sorry.
Cumin, more like come in.
My ass.
Yeah, that's where I was going with it.
Cumin, more like come in my ass. I'm sorry. These are we can't have all of these racist jokes at the beginning of the podcast. I don't mean to
We'll
be
just
racist.
edit it and put it at the end.
No, actually, I think that to kind of balance it out, I do have a video I'll show you guys here, where we could joke around about like the fact that like, okay, gay Indian man gets shit on his dick and sees it in the street. That's a little ridiculous. And we were kind of normalizing bigotry on this podcast, I've noticed. A lot of the recent episodes, we've kind of Byron did a Sig Heil like 2 minutes into the episode.
Yeah.
The last episode. And then another 2 minutes after that. And then another 2 minutes after that. And it's just like,
Pretty much the whole episode.
I think that this podcast, what we're doing with it is we're kind of normalizing bigotry, and I think that's wrong, and we should atone for our sins.
Yeah.
I think that this lady can help us. I saw this video. It really made me think and reflect about what we're doing with this podcast. We should take working crass. We should be a little less crass. We should consider that.
Yeah, we should really like denounce our privilege.
We should we should try to be a little more working on ourselves and a little less crass.
Yeah, you're right. We should decenter the crass.
Or one could say we should decolonize.
Decolonize.
Well, decolonize I like too, because we're talking about
Grindr.
gay sex, so that's pretty fun too.
Yeah, I like how you ain't get that and he get that. Show that he's smarter than you.
Yeah.
You might know a flag or two, but do you know colons?
So I'll show you guys this video here. Maybe it'll help us grow a little bit and it'll serve us throughout the rest of the episode, I think, hopefully.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
There's no way this isn't going to teach us something and make us be better people.
It's on the feminist page. There's absolutely no way we're going to watch this and not learn a little something.
Oh, it's going to change us for sure.
All right, let's see.
The liberals get so mad. It's just a joke. It's not a joke, babe. It's the pyramid of harm, and it's actually a big fucking deal. What starts out as something that seems harmless or innocuous, like a joke made about a minority group, is actually what escalates over time to lead to violence against those minority groups. So your joke about trans people, your joke about black people, your joke about Asian people, over time.
She didn't say Indian. We can keep going with the Indian jokes.
Well,
because technically there's a lot of them.
Well, Southeast Asian or South Asian.
Okay, because she did say Asian, and so that incorporates everybody.
Yeah.
Okay,
Asian.
technical.
All right, Miss Technical.
Miss
She didn't just
Technicality.
specifically say East Asian or West Asian.
She didn't say the word Indian, and so I'm gonna make fun of Indians,
Like Thomas.
like Thomas the Tank Engine.
I think, guys.
We can make fun of Thomas all we want.
Thomas the Tank Engine used to go along his tracks going chugga 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 chugga
Thomas the Tank
Engine. Okay, sorry. Hey, guys, that actually is another great example of something that would fall under the pyramid of harm
You're right.
and would lead directly to bullying.
You're right. That's an excellent
for
example.
Native American choo-choo
Or trains.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can't speak poorly of Native American choo-choo trains.
Yeah.
Or trains.
Or the trains community.
Yeah.
Is then going to become bullying, and then harassment, and then finally violence. It is that line of thinking that normalizes hatred towards minority groups, and that over time is what leads to violence. Words matter, language matters. Why do liberals get so mad? It's just
Yeah, so that's language matters, guys. When I make a joke about, a gay Indian, and when I do this,
Byron, you are fucking.
just this bit,
It sounds like he says Byron in there.
this bit. Fuck you, Byron.
Yeah.
Hey, fuck you, bloody Byron. It normalizes this type of language about those people, and then what that is just one step away from hatred and another step away from actual violence and then another step away from genocide. So what I've actually pulled up here is the pyramid of hate from the Anti-Defamation League. I want to kind of go through it a little bit and just make sure that we understand that our words have actions, and when we make jokes about different groups, it's actually no different from, gathering them all up and putting them in concentration camps and genocide. It's literally no different. Do you agree?
Yeah.
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 Let's start with biased attitudes.
The bottom of the pyramid, folks, is biased attitudes, stereotyping, insensitive remarks, fear of differences. Just having a fear of differences can lead to genocide. Non-inclusive language. So if your language doesn't include everyone, that can lead to genocide.
Well, gosh, if all this is stuff you can't do, we're just going to have to stop the podcast.
I don't get non-inclusive language. I'm very inclusive with all of my language. I call everybody a faggot equally. I call literally every group of people a faggot.
Well, I just don't understand. Are we supposed to call everyone it?
Quiet. It.
Quiet. It. Shut your mouth. It.
It's talking again, isn't it? It's right behind me, isn't it? Microaggressions.
Let's go to acts of bliss.
No, I'm not done with biased attitudes. Microaggressions are a biased attitude. Justifying biases by seeking out like-minded people. That is justifying biases. But if you just seek out people that agree with you or just like-minded, that's a biased attitude. That can lead to genocide. And you guys agree with me most of the time. I'm partaking in an act of genocide by doing that. I should be hosting this podcast with 2 Jamaican nurses and that I have nothing in common with. I have to make sure that politically
they're gonna be associating with people that are like-minded because they're both Jamaican nurses.
Yeah,
so
you
got
can
to
only
do
have one
Jamaican
one
nurse,
Jamaican nurse and one gay Indian
South
man.
Vietnamese.
Yeah.
One gay Indian grinder executive.
And
or
one
something.
South Vietnamese fisherman.
And a
Yeah.
train engine.
And a train engine. It would help me, Lauren, if you would just pretend to be a Jamaican nurse.
Can you be a drunk train engine?
Can you do an impression of a train engine?
Close.
That was pretty good. That was a good impression. Accepting negative or misinformation / screening out positive information. I don't understand. Accepting negative misinformation or screening out positive information.
I guess it's saying you disregard all the positives of trains and instead you think about the negatives of them.
Like they take a long time to get from one place to
Yeah,
another,
they
whereas
keep me
a
in
plane is
traffic.
much faster.
They keep me in traffic. Those
Yeah.
damn engines.
That leads to acts of bias.
Bliss.
All of these acts of bias, not bliss. Acts of bliss. Bullying, ridicule, name-calling, slurs, epithets, social avoidance, dehumanization, biased, or belittling jokes. Uh-oh. We've done a lot of those on
Brings
this
me a
podcast.
lot of bliss, those things, dude.
That's kind of actually when you go to Working Crass online and you look up our podcast, you look up the description, it does say bullying, ridicule, name-calling, slurs, epithets,
And belittling jokes.
belittling jokes.
social avoidance, parentheses, Lauren.
Actually.
Social
Not wrong.
avoidance is an act of bias, too. That's going to
It's
lead
an act of
to
bliss, Lauren.
I
good thing.
honestly agree with Byron there. Social avoidance, that is my act of bliss. I find peace in that.
That leads, well, Lauren, that leads directly to the next
Discriminalization.
discrimination, economic discrimination, political discrimination, educational discrimination. Now, this is the leap, and now I'll be I'll be myself, and we'll stop this sarcasm. I don't see the link between the jokes to the discrimination of people. That's the leap here that I'm not really understanding or seeing or believing, or I completely disagree that this is I think this is bullshit.
Well, that's because you have a nuanced perspective about language and the ability to communicate things in different ways, and you're not literal minded.
Oh.
So
Byron just put his foot on my foot. He did it accidentally first and then moved away and then goes, oh, it'd be funny if I like gaily put my foot on top of, and it's still sitting there.
It's an act of bliss.
Okay.
It's an act of inclusion.
Listen.
Yeah, it is.
There you go. Well, I don't like it. I don't like that kind of inclusion.
Oh, that's social
But-
avoidance.
Listen, I think we're going to learn at the end of this pyramid that I am hateful, and that's just who I am. That moves on to bias-motivated violence, murder, rape, assault, arson, terrorism, vandalism, desecration, and threats. I like how threats is in the same category as rape.
Are you sure that says threats and not traits?
It does not say traits. It says
Treats.
threats. It doesn't say treats either.
I think discriminalization leads to treats because you're taking them, you're decriminalizing their criminality.
This, for those who are listening to the podcast, Byron is misreading all the words on the screen as his bit. But for those of you watching the podcast, you get that. For those of you listening, you're going, what is happening? I just don't. Okay, biased and belittling jokes. We do that. We do that all the time. I love those. Those are the best. Actually, those are my favorite kind of jokes. That doesn't lead to rape, does it? Please explain how the direct correlation between I go, come on ladies, 1 pound fish, and somewhere in the world someone goes, yeah, I should probably rape someone. I've heard that.
I just don't get how like political discriminalization will lead to murder. And I actually do get that, but I mean, I just don't see that they don't like is the way that they treat that liberals and leftists treat conservatives, does that not count as political discrimination?
No, because this only works this is only if you go against the orthodoxy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's only applied in one direction.
Okay, it's only if you criticize Jewish people. I see. The top, of course.
Then you get a treat.
A threat.
But if you don't understand this, it's just because you're not studying the pyramid, the pyramid, and the periods hard enough, and you're just not enlightened.
I study periods. Trust me, I'm married.
Yeah.
My life is a study of periods, constant.
My life is always a period.
I wonder what that says about me that I looked at this.
And I'm an exclamation point.
In my Freudian connections, I went, period.
Yeah.
The top of the pyramid is genocide, the act or intent to deliberately and systematically annihilate an entire people. The fact that this is an official thing that people point to as an argument for their this is why jokes are bad. Have you ever heard of the pyramid of violence? This is pseudoscience. This is caca. This is poo-poo. This is ridiculous.
I just don't see what's so wrong with annihil hating.
But they have a...
I still see what the problem is with rape. You're telling me rape leads to violence?
Well, I noticed that in this pyramid, there's little breaks.
Yeah, visually, there's sections between.
There's sections, and they're not showing between what happens.
Exactly, you're right. They're not showing between what happens because nothing happens between because these things are unrelated.
Do I get a treat?
You get a treat.
Little pat on the head, maybe?
Microaggressions. If you accidentally call a little person a midget, you just happen to go, look at that midget over there. That means that you want to systematically annihilate all little people in a genocide.
Well, isn't it?
That's the logical conclusion to this. Is anybody
Yeah.
who would dare to make a joke about a group of people means that they want this to now lead to genocide, or maybe they don't want that, but that's the logical conclusion: is that this will lead to a genocide.
Mm-hmm. Well, the
and that's why we
thing,
have to make fun of white men.
Yeah. Well,
if you believe this and then you turn around and make fun of white men, then that means that you think that you're trying to bring about a white male genocide. Does it not? Is that not the logical conclusion?
Well, and this lady, she talked.
Answer the question. I asked a question.
What was the question?
Yeah, what was the question?
Oh my God, listen to the podcast. If let's say a super woke person who uses this pyramid of hate makes jokes about white men, belittling jokes about white men, straight white men, which they all do, of course, does that not mean that because they buy into the pyramid of hate that they would like to see a genocide of straight white men because they're making belittling jokes about straight white men and they understand the pyramid of hate and how that leads to genocide?
Well, how much does it cost?
How much does what cost?
Yeah, how much does what cost? What do you
The genocide of straight white men?
Not to buy in.
To buy in? No, okay.
Where's the energy source for this pyramid?
All right.
Because I heard that the pyramids in Giza have energies.
I'm never going to get an answer to this question.
I'm divergent.
Lauren doesn't want to say anything because she's all nervous about me asking this question for some reason. Because this is I guess it's from the ADL, so she's not really allowed to.
It is ADL.
Allowed to criticize it or anything.
I am not nervous about you asking any questions. I thought I already answered it. That this pyramid only applies in one direction for one subset of jokes.
She did answer it.
That's right.
She did answer it.
Oh, yeah. Before I asked the question, she said something that semi-answers the question.
Well, that's her That's her neuroism. That's how her brain works. She knows how to answer questions before they're even asked. Right?
She's divergent.
And the fact
She's divergent.
Now, I just won't answer the question because I don't understand it.
The pyramids in Giza have an energy source.
One could say they're like an engine.
Chugga chugga wah la 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 chugga chugga wah la la. All right. Well, I think we're just kind of hitting a brick wall here. Let's move on away from the pyramid, okay? I thought this was really funny. I saw this. This is a little old because we're coming out with this podcast a few weeks after our previous podcast, several weeks, maybe even over a month. But the point is that I saw this on CNN and I thought it was really funny because I watch CNN. I sit down and I watch it every single night, don't I?
Yeah, every night. It's literally Josh's favorite thing.
And Lauren takes the dishes out of the dishwasher and throws them and smashes them against the wall and goes, "You dirty Pelosi-loving son of a bitch." And every time I watch CNN, she goes, "You put it on Tucker."
He's not even on Fox anymore.
And then Josh has to
put on a rerun of Tucker.
Put on an old Tucker.
And then Josh pulls out the pyramid chart and reminds me that my comments are biased, belittling, and will lead to genocide and rape. So
that's correct. That is correct.
Well,
every joke Lauren tells leads to rape because I'm like, shut up, I'm gonna rape you.
Oh my God.
That joke wasn't funny. Get him, bend over.
That's enough.
That's enough out of you. Bend over. No, that's right. All right. Here's CNN. They're talking about the Democratic politicians making this stupid TikTok video where they're all acting like they're in Super
Arts?
Smash Brothers or whatever.
Yeah, I like
Episode
this.
2.
You like this? I like it too. Let's see.
Clever or cringe? House Democrats cribbing a actually very old TikTok trend.
Lauren, are you going to watch the video? You're looking that.
What are you looking at?
What are you looking? Are you zoned out completely? Are you zoned out of the podcast?
Is that a flag over there?
Maybe I zoned out a little bit. Maybe I was trying to reflect on my internalized biases and was trying to be better.
There you go.
You know what? Good. Pause for a second.
There's nothing playing.
She loves flags so much, but she hates the Gadsden flag.
What's the Gadsden flag?
That's the "Don't Tread on Me" flag.
Mm-hmm.
Why does she hate that flag?
Because she doesn't use my mug.
He bought her a mug that has the Gadsden flag on it, and she doesn't.
I just haven't had an opportunity to use it because it's like a travel thermos.
Oh, and you never travel? You don't play basketball? Is that what you're telling me?
Have you traveled since he got that for you?
Not really.
Bullshit. That was like 2 Christmases ago.
That was like 2
We've traveled
Christmases
multiple
ago.
times.
Yeah, but I don't really take a travel thermos with me when I'm
You
on
could
an
probably
airplane.
take that thermos to work with you, and nobody would say a thing. Everyone would actually probably like it and go, wow,
Yeah.
that's really cool.
Well, let's give her a promotion.
I could, but
Let's make her king of the policies.
I could, but I don't drink a lot. I don't drink coffee at work. I drink 1 cup in the
Put
morning
water
before
in
I
it.
leave.
Put ice in it.
Put
Put
ass
milk in it.
Yeah. She doesn't grab it because when
Put
she's
nuts in it, for God's sake.
listen, she doesn't grab it. She doesn't grab it because when she's getting ready for work, she just stands there and goes, just zones out.
What's the flag of Nefertiti?
What is Nefertiti?
That's an Egyptian god or goddess.
That's funny. All right,
Yeah,
watch this.
okay,
watch
I'm
this fucking
smarter
video.
than you guys both give me credit for. I know when I'm making something stupid smart.
All right, let's watch this video.
Kirby. Link. Captain Falcon. Peach.
She doesn't understand it. Some of these
Kirby,
older
Pikachu.
ladies don't
Yeah.
understand that in a video game they don't like go like they're riding a dick and stroking 2 cocks. It's like they show up and they kind of move like they're ready to fight. It's like a fighting position and you're
Yeah.
like getting ready to go. It's not milk the fucking cow udders. It's not whatever the hell these ladies are doing. Look at Wait,
Even
I
does
gotta
like
get
this first. Like, gotta get my hand on it.
look at
Well, what is that?
Yeah,
No, that's
this
kind
lady.
of a Muay Thai.
this lady's is the word Catherine Clark. Her like
Who the hell are you?
her bending of the knees and pushing the ass out just makes no sense. This is not how you fight.
She should go back to playing basketball at IU.
That lady kind of gets a little bit. She gets what's going on.
Kind of gets it.
Joining us in our 5th seat at the table, Democratic
It's like
Congresswoman
this.
Marilyn Strickland.
Okay, we're missing the important.
This
Muay Thai. Thank you. Thank you.
very good.
Did no one
Very
get my Clark joke?
Clark joke. What was
They'll
it?
put Clark, huh?
You guys don't know.
All right,
Yeah.
let's keep going. Let's see what CNN has to say.
The viewers will get it.
Okay, let's see what CNN has to say about this Choose Your Fighter video that the Democrats made.
Joining us in our 5th seat at the table, Democratic Congresswoman Marilyn Strickland of Washington State. She's the secretary of the Congressional Black Caucus and whip for the new Democrat coalition.
It's kind
Congresswoman.
of.
Were you what?
What? What?
Speak. Why'd you stop this video on your? First of all, why are you stopping videos on this podcast? This is my.
Yeah.
Okay,
Don't
Made me
don't
laugh. That's what made me laugh is that I stopped it. Because I never do that. I know I'm not supposed to.
Go ahead. What is it you
I'm
needed
gonna
to
get
say?
hit later. It's funny that isn't it kind of funny that they call she's the whip of the Congressional Black Caucus.
Is that what they called her? The
Yeah,
whip?
she's the whip.
She's the whip of the
No,
Congressional.
well, that is a term they use.
Really?
Yeah, like it's like she's like the minor.
She's the wigga in charge.
No, the whip. The whip.
whip. The
Listen.
Strickland of Washington State. She's the secretary of the Congressional Black Caucus and whip for the new Democrat coalition. Congresswoman.
the whip for
Yeah,
the new.
you know what I'm talking. You know, right? Mm-hmm. Can you agree with me for this one, Todd?
Is it WHIP?
Yes.
She's the whip.
Yes. What is the whip,
I don't know.
Lauren?
It's a good question. I don't know what the whip
I don't really
does.
know. It's like a seat of authority, though, like for the party.
Yep.
Like there's a Republican whip too. It might just be for the minority, though. That's
I'm
why
not-
she's black.
I'm not sure, but yeah.
The next person who pauses the video, I'm gonna whip their ass. No, I'm just playing. It's fine. Let's keep going. I'm curious what she has to say about this.
That TikTok trend, I don't even know where to begin. I'm not sure why this is necessary. I mean, there is like serious stuff happening in this country, but that seems to be just inviting ridicule.
So when you think about TikTok as a trend, we are trying to reach out to different people and different voters. And the woman who
like
produced
him.
this is an influencer with 7 million followers.
Ooh.
So this is lighthearted, it's fun.
So she goes like hey, this video, it just seems like, this opens us up to ridicule. This is cringy. This is stupid. Why are we wasting our energy doing this? She goes, you don't understand. The woman who helped us make that video has 7 million followers on TikTok. So we kind of know what we're doing here. It's so stupid. But I will say that I completely disagree with CNN here. This is what Democrats want. If I've lived in the world I've lived in since 2016, dumb TikTok trends, this is what the Democrats want,
This
right?
is their brand?
This is their brand. This is everything. How long ago it has to have I guarantee you can find some video of CNN talk show hosts doing some dumb TikTok trend.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. Doing what they think is popular and what the kids think is popular in social media. That's the Democrat. That's the whole thing.
They should try the Tide Pod challenge next.
Exactly. But it's just ingratiating yourself with whatever the popular media is been the Democrat thing since I was a child, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just think people the point of this is okay, first choose your fighter. It's we're gonna fight Trump, and it's man, you don't always have to agree with Trump, but he is really good at painting the Democrats into this corner where it's so hard for them to get out of, because he's literally in his State of the Union, he's essentially I could cure cancer and they will not clap for me. They will never praise anything I do. And in that speech, he does that. He says over and over and over again things that they should clap for and they don't. The only thing they clap for is funding Ukraine.
Yeah.
It's insane. And so, people are just kind of sick of this. Okay, what if Trump is doing some good thing? I don't want you to fight that.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to choose you. I'm gonna choose Ganondorf
as your Super Smash Brothers character. Yeah. I just clearly it's a cringy video.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's obviously I don't think anybody's being won over when they see that video and they're like, well, I was apolitical before, but
now I was gonna pick Ganondorf, but I think I'm gonna pick Kirby now.
I'll pick AOC now.
I'm gonna pick Pikachu.
Yeah. Yeah. Lauren?
I think they look tough. I think this makes them look cool. I think they should keep making these videos. This is a good move.
Well, I think it's a good move for, I guess.
And I think kids really relate to it. I think they do.
Kids don't even play Super Smash anymore.
Yeah, I know. You may as well have them falling out of a plane Fallout style and going down and shooting
Honestly, the next TikTok.
Yeah, dude.
The next.
Yeah. I just got you into the Democrat.
I'm a Democrat now.
No, listen, Democrats, hire me as your strategist. I'll tell you how to do this shit. You don't have to.
I want to see them 360 no scope.
The woman who directed that video has 7 million followers on TikTok. It's just a snarky so we did the right thing. You know what I'm saying? That's the justification is we don't need to speak to the voters about the issues. You don't understand. 7 million on TikTok.
Let me paint you a picture of an ad here. All
right? Paint me a picture because I got one too.
Okay.
And then now we see the voting booth, right? And then they choose Democrat. It's the Democrat versus Donald Trump.
Yeah.
We don't have a name for Democrat.
And get in the war.
Then they hit Democrat, and then it's a halo. It changes to halo, and the halo explodes and destroys the entire universe.
Yeah, you're right.
And the flood is done.
That's pretty good. Lauren, what's yours?
Mine is they should pop out of toilets, kind of like Skibbity Toilet.
If they want to do what's popular, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
And as they pop out of the toilet, they should just say random Gen Z, Gen Alpha terms that nobody really knows what they mean, and they should just say them kind of robotically.
It's literally AOC's face, or no, let's take Elizabeth Warren's face popping out of a toilet going, we have to protect ourselves from Project 2025.
Sigma! Sigma! Sigma!
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
All right.
That's funny. Okay, let's see what else she has to
And
say.
every time you do something creative, you're going to get criticism, right? But I actually
This
applaud
wasn't
them for trying to do
creative.
something different. And here's the reality. 7 million followers, whether you think it's cringe or you like it, we're on CNN on a Thursday night, and we're talking about it on national TV.
But I guess
Okay, well, CNN on a Thursday night gets what, 1,000 people listening? Like nothing.
Like, I don't even know who Abby Phillip is.
Oh my God, isn't that funny though?
It is
This
funny.
it's the I love watching, like, okay, first of all, I think CNN is making the right move here by going like, this is not a winning strategy. Like,
Right.
if you are a Democrat, you should be looking at that going like, hey, this is not a
This
winning
is
strategy. This
fucking
is
cringe.
very cringe. The woman, watching the woman like just completely justify it with like, look, a bunch of people are going to watch it. Now, all of those people might think that we're fucking crazy idiots for doing it now. But you know what? A lot of people watched it. And I'm on CNN on a Thursday night. So,
Yeah.
Thursday night at 2 p.m.
but I still think it's a really good strategy for Democrats, and I think that they should move forward with that. But I think an even better strategy for Democrats would be this. This is a great AOC clip here that I think that she has an even strong. This is better than choose your fighter. This is what they should go for. And this is about how hard the Democrats need to fight for us. Okay, here, let's take a listen to this.
Democratic Party that fights harder for us together.
Yeah.
We need a Democratic Party that fights harder for us together.
Yeah,
I agree.
We do.
Now that's a message I can get behind. You don't need
I
7
would
million.
love to get behind that.
Well, not.
We need a Democratic Party that farts harder for us. I mean, fights. Oh, shit. She pulled a Biden. She really
Now-
did pull it.
now, wait a
We need
minute.
a Democratic Party of farts. Not farts, fights.
Hold on. The woman who is like squatting up and down now put a fart noise on that.
Yeah, you're right. That
That'd be Kirby.
would be
I
Kirby.
always thought Kirby farted a
Kirby
lot.
has a lot of gas.
He definitely breathes in a lot of gas.
But that should be the Democratic message. If not, then I think this would be a great Democratic message as well. This guy, I thought, had a really powerful message that I think represents.
You mean this it?
This, I'm sorry. I want to be respectful, and I don't want to fall under the pyramid of hate. This it here, this thing, this blob of a thing,
Cute.
has a really good, cute, has a really great message for the Democrats. This is something they should get behind.
I would like to see all Republican women or any woman who voted for Republicans or Trump to be gang raped on national television. I think that would be just very cathartic for us normal humans to see these, I guess, humans just absolutely destroyed on national television.
Where does
You
that?
see Randy Newman
And see,
tell mine for me.
Interesting. This doesn't fall on the pyramid of
hate.
hate.
Say.
Yeah.
It's very clear that it doesn't fall there.
Well, it's not clear to me because rape is on the pyramid of hate, but I guess this one doesn't fall under
Well,
that.
gang rape isn't.
And
Gang
and
rape
it's
is
really
not on the pyramid of hate. You're right.
That's okay.
That's the
Well, I
working
believe-
class official answer. If it's gang rape, it's okay.
Okay.
Folks, we have to end this rape culture, and we need to start gang rape culture. No, yeah, you're right. This definitely falls on the pyramid, or I guess it doesn't fall on the pyramid.
It does not. When I watched this, I said, this is inclusive. This is supportive. This is somebody who is kind and tolerant
Yeah.
of people who have differing views from his own
Yeah,
or their own or its own.
yeah.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn.
All this talk of pyramids just really makes me wonder about where did they get the energy from. Is it geothermal?
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
I think it might be. Moving on.
Do you think that the pyramids were built by aliens? That's a common conspiracy theory
I don't know.
that the aliens
know.
came down and gave the ancient Egyptians the technology.
I want to see every last alien gang raped on national television. I think that'd be pretty cathartic.
I
for
think
me.
that'd be pretty hot. Cathartic.
He meant to say.
That's what he said.
He meant to say cathartic.
Cathartic.
Because that's, yeah.
Oh man,
That's crazy.
I didn't. That was stupid.
I do love the comment of cute. That is pretty funny.
Cute. And he's like, us normal people. What about the people? What is so normal about you?
Yeah, what is normal
Like-
about wishing for like?
What's not normal
women
about
to be-
wishing other people to be gang raped? Isn't that like just like
I
a
guess-
common
yeah.
thought that just crosses your mind every day?
It's pretty normal.
Yeah, there's something
normal.
like.
Pretty normal.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, it doesn't fall on the pyramid of hate, so
Yeah.
it's fine.
True that.
It's fair.
Well,
True
let's
that.
determine whether
It's
or not.
fair.
Let's determine whether or not this falls on the pyramid of hate. This was pretty recent. This happened in New York City. This woman on the
Uh-oh.
train sees this guy in a MAGA hat, and this is so in New York City. Let's see what happens here. Oh wait, we're gonna need some audio.
Turn that
probably.
music up,
There's no music.
doctor.
That's why he won. That is why he won, because of people like you who need to stop it. Let him live.
Bro, just like, bro, chill, bro.
You're okay with that? He's a racist.
I'm so bro, how can I be
He's a
racist, bro?
racist. If
He
you
looks Asian. Is he an Asian guy? It's hard to tell from far away.
Yeah.
But he is
Yeah.
looking at his skin color going, how can I be racist so I know he's not a white guy? Right?
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
hate saying things on this podcast.
You're
I go,
supposed to
and I
see-
go right, and that people just sit there and just fucking. I don't fucking know. I guess I'm crazy. I guess what I'm saying is insane. The guy is looking at his hands and going, "How can I be a racist? Is it okay? Is it safe to assume he's not white?"
Okay, I gotta be honest. I was thinking about how they build railroad bridges. How do they do that, though? Like, seriously.
Railroad bridges?
Do they have a train do it?
No. What? What are you talking about?
Railroad bridges.
Like when a train goes over a bridge?
A railroad bridge.
They build a bridge and then they put a railroad
But
on it.
how?
What do you mean how? They have a construction crew. The chain gang. What? Who else builds railroads?
I can't see his color.
Okay. God damn it.
But no, this is crazy
I'm
because
doing
it's
a
like
different podcast.
It's
You two are doing your own
I'm
podcast.
just diverging.
So this lady is yelling at this guy in a MAGA hat
I've
who's
experienced
clearly
this
not
kind
a
of
white
thing.
guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I like how his Asian friend's like, yeah, dude.
he's a racist. And the guy on the train, whoever they're yelling at, is like, leave the guy alone. He's gotten pulled into this somehow.
And
he's a hero.
And here's the thing: this guy on the train,
Yeah.
that's saying all this stuff to her,
Yeah.
definitely a black man.
But why?
You can tell.
But I just asked if this guy's Asian, and no one will talk to me on
I
this
can't
podcast.
hear him.
We're on a podcast,
I
and no one
can't-
will talk to me like I'm a human being.
I can't hear him.
I ask these questions, and now we all go. You know what? I disagree. I think the guy's not black.
Hold on, no. Here's the thing, man.
Oh, are you? Then why are you wearing that hat? Only
I don't know how long the Democrats been running New York.
So now the guy, clearly black, you're right, but the guy on the train who they've pulled into this is starting on his own rant. He's like, "This is the problem with all the Democrats." It's like now he's so pulled into the drama that he started his own rant in the corner, and this is why he has to wear that hat because you acting like this.
She needs a husband.
She does need a husband. She just needs a good.
She needs a husband and a dishwasher.
She needs to be in a polyamorous
Polycule.
relationship.
But then Trump comes in and just takes
So she tries to grab the hat, then runs after him.
Ooh, ooh.
Dude, his Asian friend was like, "Oh yo!"
But look, as she runs, she has the biggest smile on her face. Like, this is the most fun she's having. Watch this. There is a little smile on her face. She's like,
Yeah.
this is fun, chasing down an
Yeah.
Asian guy trying to get
This
his
reminds me of third grade.
I love chasing down Asian guys trying to take their hats.
I like still gasp when she falls because It's like right on her chin on the
Yeah,
concrete.
do you think she got a partially collapsed lung?
Didn't
My
hit
fall
her
was
chin.
way worse
She
than
hit her
that, Lauren.
Fat gunt before
My
she
fall,
hit her chin.
my fall was way worse than that.
Yeah, describe your fall.
I did already.
Yeah, she hits it pretty hard.
Watch his friend come up
Yeah,
here.
her face does not hit the thing first. Her big old fat gunt hits the ground, and then she bounces once or twice, skips like a fucking pebble on the sea, and then she hits the ground. Her face didn't hit it first, and the pillar's covering it up, so you can't
Like
really
a
tell.
Southwest Airlines plane.
Oh my god!
I actually like Southwest, but not now.
I mean, this
Not
is
anymore.
karma.
Yes, of
This
course.
is
Can we
karma
watch
in
just
action.
a couple more seconds? I want you guys to see his friend and what he does.
Okay.
Yo!
Getting it in her face.
Yeah.
Take that, lady.
How was she standing like that? Or
She's not standing. She's on her knee. What are you talking about?
how is she gonna stand up like that?
She's gonna get up.
Oh, it was a lot easier than I thought it would be.
Yeah. That's pretty nuts.
He's like winking at the camera there.
Ugh.
That is pretty hilarious. Wow.
Well,
I don't understand why
that was
people
actually
think-
Lauren.
Oh.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Oh.
She just
Yeah.
hates Asians.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I hate hats. I think wearing a hat on the subway is disrespectful.
You're a racist for wearing a hat on a subway. He's like the MAGA hat, any hat.
Any hat, take it off on the subway. This
do
is
you-
a sacred space.
Wow, that's pretty anti-Semitic, Lauren.
Lauren.
What about little Jews? With their
Yeah.
little,
What about their little hats?
I say
Grab
all
grab
hats.
that one. It's on top
with
of
their
that.
little kiffas?
I don't.
Kippa.
I don't.
Kippa. This is the one you wore.
It's a kippa.
I
It's a
did
yarmulke.
wear this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Put it on.
Yeah.
Is that? I don't.
Byron's
wanna
got a
be-
little
I
yarmulke on
actually
the
don't.
episode.
I don't want to.
I don't want to be on the internet wearing that.
Well, I don't want to be disrespectful.
Oh, okay.
I don't discriminate.
To the Palestinians.
When it comes to hat size, I don't discriminate, and I think all should be taken off on the train.
Damn.
on the subway, hatless. That's the way to go.
The train ain't a holy place, Lauren.
It is sacred to me.
You and I just saw a needle on the train that was just sitting there full of red liquid.
We did.
Do you use it?
No, we didn't touch it. It's gross.
I found a needle once
Yeah.
Once? Just one time?
in Texas working at a Quick Trip.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
find them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually really handy to find.
A needle. It's pretty handy.
They're expensive, man. They ain't cheap. Couple bucks here and there.
You were like, thank you, whoever left
Yeah.
this behind.
Jesus. I got my own needle.
Some call one man's trash is another man's needle.
Okay, well, before we move on to anything else, I do want to say to the listeners of the podcast that all three of us were recently in a very funny episode of a show called Dr. Fix Me, and you should go check it out because it was very funny. Lauren was
No needles required.
no needles required to watch the episode, but it might enhance the episode to put a little needle in you. But Lauren was very funny. Byron was very
you.
funny.
Wow.
And the audience was eating them up. They loved them.
Not really.
Byron had a.
They were
I
they
think
were
loved
eating
them.
us up and eating us out.
They were eating you out. Byron had a couple mic issues, and that's my fault, and I'm sorry. But I think overall the episode went really.
It could
well.
be my fault too.
It was not. It's the theater's fault actually. But
I'm loud. We
well.
all know this. I think I
Yeah.
probably broke the mic a couple of summers ago.
that being said, if you want to find it, it is Dr. Fix Me episode number 184, I believe. Just go to YouTube and look up Dr. Fix Me. But you can also go to our channel, Working Crass, and just look up the I have a whole playlist of things where Lauren and I have been on other people's shows, and Byron. So go check that out. I'm not going to play any of the audio of this, but just kind of click through and show a little. There's Byron in his little costume. There's Lauren in her costume. It was a fun episode. It was a good time. So go check it out on our channel. We'd really appreciate if we got that view count up real high, so that way people can enjoy it. We did it in front of a live audience in Chicago, Illinois. So
This is correct.
okay, cool. Now that I've got that plugged, speaking of, that was an improv show that we did, and all three of us met doing improv shows. So I figured I would pull up this improv question here that is probably going to end us up somewhere on the pyramid of hate. I'll tell you that right now. Just talking about it, we're going to end up on the pyramid of hate. But let's see. This is a person on Reddit posting on the improv subreddit who is new to Chicago improv. And we've been in the Chicago improv scene a little bit. So we can maybe advise on this and give them some advice. I am new to improv and recently started my first improv class after attending some jams because I love the idea of incorporating play and spontaneity in art and storytelling. However, I'm finding the improv spaces in Chicago really white and cishet. In my class group, white people constantly use other white cultural and social references that I don't understand and don't care about. What is a white? Can I just ask? What is a white cultural reference that somebody else wouldn't under? Is like talking about mac and cheese.
Macintosh.
I like mac and cheese. Macintosh computers.
Macintosh .0.
Black people don't have Mac computers.
Yeah, okay. No, it's just like.
What is a white cultural reference?
I can guarantee you that there are plenty of people in your improv class that are not white cishet.
Yeah.
Like I literally just took a class and like there were some like almost every girl was bi-curious. They're probably lugs.
What is a lug?
Lesbian until improv graduation.
That's a Luigi.
It's a Luigi Mangione.
That's funny. So, and then this is such a rude thing is like, they're using cultural references that I don't understand and then parentheses and don't care about.
Well, how would you feel if I said that about you?
Exactly. If you reverse this whole thing, we'll go through afterwards and reverse the whole thing and show like. Anyway, she says, and everyone is kind of assumed to be straight, which is so weird for me to witness in an art space.
That is not true.
That means how do you know everyone's assumption?
Yeah. Yeah. No, she doesn't get improv. She doesn't get that in improv you're playing a character.
Right.
She wants, or I'm saying she.
She wants,
I mean, it.
It wants.
It wants that, like, it wants every scene to be ambiguous.
Right behind me, isn't it?
That's a good starting line. You should start your scene like that. Well, it's like they're saying they're starting scenes as like a straight couple, and I'm sorry, that's normal, and most people know how that works, and it's easy to navigate within.
But it's also easy in improv if that's not what you want. Just go, we're a gay couple. Just like say that, and then the other person, if they're doing improv, they'll just yes and you and go with it.
Not me.
Yeah, if you're in an improv scene,
I would be like, I'm not gay, and then the scene would be about that. It'd be funny still, probably.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
That is actually a pretty funny improv scene.
Right. I agree. With the improv, community would not like that. They go, "That's no, that you can't. You have to yes and."
They
everything.
pull out the pyramid of hate.
If I'm in the audience, I'm laughing my ass off. If someone goes, "We're in a gay couple," no, we're not. I ain't gay.
You're a man and I'm a man. You're not a man.
My favorite thing doing those like jams, those improv jams.
I don't get that. Do they mean jellies?
No, okay. The improv jams, which are similar, which are like the version of open mics, but for improv. And you go perform.
So think open mic, but lower.
Lower, yes. And open mic is where they go to present their material. An improv jam is where you just go and talk on stage or whatever. But
you don't even have to do that. You could just dance.
My favorite was when like kind of hoodish black people would show up to the jam and often would do stuff like that. Would be like some like white girl would be like, "Honey, I'm home," and he goes, "We ain't at home right now. We on the moon, bitch." I love. There's nothing funnier than ruining an improv scene. Part of me just wants to start going back to shows and ruining them and recording them in the back, because you could walk into any of those places. Pretty much as long as you're pretending to perform at one of those clubs, you're like, "Oh, I'm on the show tonight." You could just walk through anywhere you want.
Yeah.
And I could set up a camera and we can go in and just ruin shows.
It would be actually pretty funny to go do jams.
Yeah.
Record them and just like
suck. And like,
well, not even like just like
Just
piss everyone off.
Yeah, burn a bunch of bridges.
I mean, we don't even have any bridges anymore.
You're right. That's
like
right.
I don't care about
Right.
like it's kind of crazy to me. I did improv for like over 10 years of
Yeah.
my life. I was like obsessed with improv. And I don't even really care that I'm not doing it really anymore.
Yeah.
I don't even really
except
miss
on
it.
Dr. Fix Me. Go check out
I
Dr.
do like
Fix Me
that.
number 184 on YouTube. It was very goofy and funny.
Well, and it's less that like I don't miss improv. It's just that it's just these people have completely ruined it for me.
Yeah, every time we go do something, it's always like the people that we can't.
And it's just not even funny.
We can't get around. Yeah. Anyway, the straight folks also make strange references and jokes that I find very basic and heteronormative. Nothing explicitly homophobic at all, just dumb assumptions about what marriage and relationships look like. Just dumb assumptions like, you know, men and women get married sometimes and have
it's
children.
monogamous.
Yeah. What a dumb
that's a dumb
assumption.
assumption.
What a dumb assumption that, you know, some
Why,
people
we
might
could be a polycule.
Yeah, exactly. Every scene must start with the most obscure group. Well, in real life, I'm constantly whatever the most obscure random thing is.
I'm a theremin.
Exactly. I have to be completely against the norm in every possible way. I identify as a theremin.
I gotta said that wrong, but it's even funnier because a theremin's like an instrument. What is it? What is the animal identifying people called?
A furry?
Furry?
No. It's a T word, not trans or trains. Whatever.
I forgot
Theremin's
that.
hilarious.
Theremin works.
Theremin is hilarious. What? I cannot believe that you assumed I was anything other than a theremin in this scene.
Exactly. Why would you? That's the thing, though. It's
Why
like,
would you assume I wasn't a theremin?
that's the simple. Like that's like the. That's like the simple assumption, though. When you start doing an improv scene, you're like, oh, I'm the husband, you're the wife, we have kids. Like, you want to try to at least play to the majority of people, and not just some weird obscure group where it's like everything has to be a challenging of social norms. That's not funny. Like, no one's gonna wreck it. Part of what's funny is you recognize something in the performance. You like are able to recognize, oh, that's this, so therefore like I understand what's going on. If every single thing is a weird polycule homoerotic like relationship, I don't recognize that immediately. I'm sorry. Stop putting your foot on my foot.
Well, no, and then you spend 5 minutes explaining the dynamic of your queer relationship
in the scene as opposed to
instead of being funny. It's like the whole point, the whole reason this heteronormative stuff happens is because you're trying to set up a scene in a simple way and as quickly as you can so that you can find the funny within it.
Yeah. Good.
Thanks for the rain.
But I just don't. Yeah, that's.
Well, I just don't understand why not enough people are just being human centipedes in every improv scene. That's really what they should be doing.
Here's the problem too: is when they do that, when they like have a scene where all it is like, actually, no, we're not husband and wife. We're two wives, and we're both married. The improv community and the people that are going to that show and their family and friends that they tricked into going to that improv show, applaud and hoop and holler from the audience, and they like love it. It's like their favorite thing, and but
they don't laugh at it.
They don't laugh. There's no laughter in improv shows, but that's not a thing. That's not supposed to. It used to be a thing back in the day when it used to be about comedy.
Yeah.
It's not about comedy anymore. But it really is like they will go up and be like, we're a throuple, and then people in the audience, woo,
yeah, me too, sister.
you go, girl, yeah. And then it will be like, yeah, and we don't date any boys, no boys in our throuple. Woo, yeah, oh yeah.
And then the one male who's probably not even straight in their improv group walks on, and they're like, "Get out of here! No boys allowed."
Yeah. So I don't understand how this person is saying I'm in a Chicago group and it's all straight white people. Bullshit. That's a lie.
I don't buy that.
That's an
one
absolute
bit.
bullshit lie.
One bit. Even if they are straight, they're definitely gay.
They're not white too. Even if they look white.
No,
they're
you're
not white.
Yeah.
Even if they're wearing a MAGA hat on a New York City bus and they look at their hands and skin and go, I can't possibly be racist. It's not white. I'll tell you that.
MAGA
right now.
hat probably stands for Make America Gay Again. That should be if Pete Buttigieg runs in 2028. He
You
should
just make America gay again hats.
Yeah. See, man, Democratic Party should hire me. It's a great
Should
idea.
hire Working Grass Podcast. Because we understand the pyramid of hate, and we understand how we can get you some.
We don't know what the whip of a political caucus is, but we know Skibbity Toilet. We can design a really great ad around that.
Oh my God.
My class group also frequently misgenders me, despite us sharing our pronouns on the first day. Well, maybe do you look like a woman?
Do you look like an it, or do you look like an it?
Yeah. Like, it's just so crazy. I don't understand.
I would say because this seems like a lot of criticisms of the class, that perhaps the common denominator in all these things being an issue is them.
Yep.
Well,
if
and
you're
the
not
issue,
having fun, you're the asshole.
Yeah. And another issue is that these classes these days affirm all of this.
Yes, that's correct.
So much. They will take IO will take this feedback, because they most definitely wrote a Yelp review and sent it to Sharna. And they're
Sharna doesn't work there anymore.
Well, Klarna.
Klarna is the new one. Yeah, you're right.
They sent
Sharna left, and now it's Klarna.
Yeah. They sent this to Klarna, and Klarna's like...
Klarna goes...
You are fucking you bloody...
I owe the editor now. Okay.
Yeah. And
honestly,
like,
that sounds like an improv scene.
Yeah.
You would see here
Byron!
in Chicago.
You know what you never hear in an improv scene?
No, that's all you hear.
Yeah,
you
you're
don't
right.
hear
You
laughter.
never hear laughter.
Yeah,
You're
that
right.
is
I don't
all
have a laughter button, okay? Shut up.
You also don't hear that either. What does this mean? I started improv to explore somatic creativity and to get more comfortable with my body.
I started improv so I could get into tantric sex, and I wanted to learn more. I started an improv class because I wanted to get more into new room massage. That's where you massage with your naked body.
Oh, I know.
I also really wanted to immerse myself in role playing. I saved up money to enroll in this class, which is not cheap in Chicago.
True.
So I really want to make the most of it. Any tips on how I can gain the most skills, also while minimizing the discomfort I feel as the only trans person of color in the room? If you're a person of color who has no desire to assimilate into white culture, I would love to hear about your experiences in improv and how you make the most of it.
Oh my gosh.
I have no interest
you know what?
to assimilate into white culture.
It's probably, I'm sorry, if you're a trans person of color, that's like, there's not a lot of trans people of color.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want? You want, like,
Yeah.
of your class of 14 people,
Yeah.
you want there to be 3 trans people of color?
But this is also just written as the most unaccepting, unwelcoming. Like, it's literally her problem with the people in the class is that they are white and that they exist. Like, this is the whole thing that they argue that everybody puts on them as a trans person of color. This is literally them doing the exact same thing. I don't like their whiteness. I don't want to assimilate into their white culture. Everything that they say is so white and I don't understand it, and is straight and I don't understand it. It's like, I thought you grew up. I thought that we live in an oppressive white straight society. So you should probably understand all the cultural references because we've been the ruling class forever, right?
Damn right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not saying that as though it's a good thing. I'm saying that the argument doesn't hold up.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? I
mean, we should be the ruling class. Okay,
I got an idea.
What's your idea?
Okay, get this.
I got it. And then the halo explodes.
And then it's
You
a
get your
website.
Yeah.
It's a website, and it says, in big bold letters.
Levers. Big bold levers.
And you get to pull one.
It says improv class in 72-inch font.
Yeah.
And then really small font below it says a therapy experience.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay,
Charge per hour.
Let me read you guys. I actually wrote one because I signed up for an improv class recently, and I actually kind of felt the way this person did. So I wrote this, and I just kind of wanted to put it out there. I'm new to improv and recently started my first improv class after attending some jams because I love the idea of incorporating play and spontaneity in art and storytelling. but I'm finding the improv spaces in Chicago really diverse and gay-centric. In my class group, black people constantly use other black cultural and social references that I don't understand and, frankly, I don't care about. And everyone is kind of assumed to be gay, which is so weird for me to witness in an art space. The gay jokes also make strange references, or I'm sorry, the gay folks in my class also
with an
make
X?
Yes, with an X. Also makes strange references and jokes that I find very basic and homonormative. Nothing exclusively heterophobic at all. Just dumb assumptions about what gay marriage and relationships look like. Vomit emoji. My class group also frequently misgenders me, despite us sharing our pronouns on the first day. I am a man who looks like a woman, so I'll forgive this one. I started improv to explore creativity and to get more comfortable with my morbidly obese body. I also really wanted to immerse myself in daddy dom little girl role playing. I saved up money to enroll in this class, which is not cheap in Chicago, so I really want to make the most of it. Any tips on how I can gain the most skills while also minimizing the discomfort I feel as the only cis straight white person in the room? If you're a white person who has no desire to assimilate into black culture, I would love to hear your experiences in improv and how you make the most of it.
Yeah, it's actually, it really points out the ridiculousness of this whole thing.
Well, duh, I wrote it.
It really does, because it's like, it's so like, one, I'm a straight white man and I've taken improv classes here pretty recently. Well, I guess a year.
Do you remember when we did that show not too recently, or somewhat recently, not too long ago? Anyway, we did a show.
I'm confused.
And this lady comes up, this white woman, and she goes, "You guys are so funny. It's just so unfair. It's not fair. It's not fair at all that you guys are funny. White men should not be funny."
Yeah, I do remember that.
It's just so unfair. She's like complimenting us, but also insulting us at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You're so funny, but that's not fair. You shouldn't be allowed to be funny.
Yeah.
Forget the fact that we've been, performing for 7 years and working on it, and like, it doesn't really matter that we're white. It's completely irrelevant.
It's not like our scenes are about us being white.
Not at all. At all.
Yeah.
It's
in fact, a lot of times I'm a little gremlin.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm probably green. In most scenes, I'm probably green.
Byron's green in most scenes. I did in Dallas when with a group that I was in Dallas. I've told Lauren this story before, but we were like in an improv practice and we're doing a scene, and it just came up in the scene is like, the characters, they go, "Well, we can't do that because there's no black people here." And then I went, "I'm black." Like in the scene, because we're characters.
Yeah,
what do you mean there's no black people? I could be, and
you were just playing it straight like yourself.
Correct, exactly. I'm black, and in the scene, and they go, "No, you're not. No, you're not black." Like immediately, like denied me and like denied the reality. And of course, I have to play the reality. I just said I'm black, so clearly I believe I'm black, right? Mm-hmm. And so then they all start going, "No, you're not. You're not black," to deny me. And so I just start looking like the guy on the train. I'm like looking at my skin and go, "Guys, I'm pretty sure I'm black. I'm not black. I'm not black." And it just derailed, and they ended up editing and ending the scene because they were not happy with it.
I think I saw that scene.
You might have. I don't know, but it was in a practice.
WM.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Well, are you sure it was in a practice?
Yes.
Maybe it was. Maybe you just told me the story before.
I might have, but damn.
Well, sometimes we're big stupid fish, aren't we?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
All right.
That was very cute.
All right, folks. I think that's about it. We're going to wrap it up for the podcast today. We're going to take it on over to the couch over there, though, for the Patreon. And sign up for the Patreon, please. We do. We'll just sit. We chat. We don't pull up articles and stuff. I guess sometimes we could pull up longer videos or whatever. But sign up for the Patreon. We do extra episodes over there. They're all really, really fun. And, it's a great way to support us, considering we have normal day jobs and would love to do more of this podcast. If you want to see this podcast more often than once every 2 months, then maybe sign up for the Patreon so that we can have a little bit of motivation, financial motivation to continue this podcast. Definitely go check out that episode of Dr. Fix Me. I thought it was really, really fun. And before we go, we all have to go around and say what we learned today. So, Byron, why don't we start with you?
I learned that I really like to smell. this thing.
The pop filter on the microphone you like to sniff and smell.
Yeah, it doesn't really smell like breath.
What does it smell like? Ass.
No, that would be my breath.
Lauren, what about you? What'd you learn?
I learned that if you want to spice up your improv experience, one thing that you could do is start your scene by reenacting Skibbity Toilet. I think that way it's something that is diverse and everybody can really enjoy.
And when your improv teacher comes up afterwards and goes, why would you make that decision? That decision was a bad decision. You go, you don't understand. Skibbity Toilet has over 7 million views on TikTok. It's clearly it's a good move because so many people follow it.
Exactly. Exactly. And then pull out the pyramid of hate and point to the place on the pyramid that your improv instructor is currently sitting at by critiquing you for making that choice. And they'll never criticize you again.
That's quite a lesson to have learned in this
We
episode.
all know you get better with the less criticism you get.
That is astute.
That is true. That is true. I learned that we have been upholding systems of power and oppression on this podcast, and it's not right what we're doing. It's not good, but we're gonna keep doing it because it makes us laugh and it's funny. And it's funny to us sometimes. This one wasn't that funny, but the next time we do, we'll get there and we'll make them funnier. But upholding systems of power and oppression, just by itself, it's a little fun. Okay, it's a little fun to build a pyramid, if you know what I mean.
I like
a pyramid scheme.
Pyramid scheme is fun. Sure.
No, I think a pyramid itself is pretty cool.
Building a pyramid is fun. As a
I just want to know,
Jewish
where
person,
do you fit the batteries?
Didn't they have Jewish slaves build pyramids?
Yeah, we did.
So you could tell us about how much fun it is.
Yeah.
Who's we? Wait, what? Who said we?
She did.
You said we what?
Well, I was speaking in like the collective diaspora.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to add one more. This is the first time in Working Crass history that I'm going to, after we said what we learned, I'm going to add one more quick story because I just want your opinion on this, Lauren. What is Gaelf? Let's learn about what is Gaelf. I'm just curious.
I think
since
I know
we've
what this
gotten
is.
into some Jewish talk here, I'm just curious. Let's find out.
Gaelf. Gaelf is a 6-week crash course that explores the intersectionality between Judaism and gender through a queer and feminist lens.
All right, turn this shit off. Turn this shit off. Turn this shit off.
I think I said that to you, didn't I?
I think you might have, actually. I might have saved it because of this.
No, thank you.
What is Gaelf? Gaelf.
It's like
literally called
it's
Gaelf.
Gandalf.
Jewish Learning Fellowship.
Gaelf.
Do you want a welcoming space to discuss themes of gender, sex, and sexuality in the Jewish canon? Sometimes you feel like a boy, sometimes you feel like a girl, and sometimes you feel like you're schwitzing because it's so hot in here.
You know, I like this.
Sometimes you feel more like a woman. Sometimes you can't tell how you feel because your tummy hurts and you ate too much fried food.
Sometimes when you don't know what gender you are, it causes you severe agina in your heart.
This kind of stuff actually like really fascinates me because I'm like, do these people read the Bible or Torah or whatever book you guys use?
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
I think this
what
is
are you looking like? Where are you looking for like a gay story in the Bible? Because let me tell you, there's not a lot, and if they are, they're
Cain and
not
Abel,
very
right?
good.
Well, I think this is
stepbrothers.
They're stepbrothers. Stepbrother stays at home. That have to share a bed.
I got stuck in the drying can.
I got stuck on the donkey.
Like, what are they going to explore?
Who knows? But it's the same thing with like those churches that are like, it's all like, let's take what we have and put it in like the progressive worldview lens and try and mash everything up. If they want to do it, but
those who fulfill the fellowship expectations earn a stipend. That's funny.
That is funny.
All right. Sorry. We had to save our Jew bashing for the end of the episode here. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to Working Crass Podcast. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And we love you. See you next week. Goodbye.
Gail.
Bye.
Gail.
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 Oh my.
You guys are serious doing the first time.
Bye.
Bye.